Welcome to week 8 of the self-esteem remodel. So this week, our focus is on focus. Where you focus has a really significant impact on creating a healthy self-esteem or struggling in your self-esteem. So I don't know how many of you have watched the two new Wonder Woman movies. In the second one, so the one most recently released, at the very beginning of the film, you see Wonder Woman as a young girl. And she is competing in a race with other Amazon women or other women in her culture. And you watch her race, and she moves ahead and is winning until. And so if you've seen this, maybe you remember this point in the movie. If you haven't seen this movie, she is on horseback. They're racing, having to do these obstacles on horseback, and she is winning, pulling away from the other adult women in the competition with her until she turns around to look and see where the other women are and gets hit by a branch and knocked off of her horse. In another example, I was reading probably a year ago or so, the book called Becoming Bulletproof. Excellent book if you enjoy reading. So this is about a female Secret Service agent and many different experiences that she's had in her career. Book starts with her experience. She was right on the ground level during 9/11. Just amazing, cool experiences. She talks about that being on the shooting range. I think she described it as you're laying down prone, you're trying to make these shots from a great distance. And she talked about how you could see a difference in your accuracy when you were solely focused on where you were shooting versus you were noticing and paying attention to the people on either side of you shooting. Your focus made a difference in the accuracy. And that's what we're talking about today, is where does your focus need to be if you're going to create a healthy self-esteem? All right, comparison. Oof, this is a tough one. Comparison is all around us. We're constantly being invited to compare ourselves to other people and other situations. It's so easy to get caught up in comparison. So, for instance, on an average day, where do you typically find yourself getting caught up in comparison? Is it through work, seeing what other people are doing at work or not doing at work? Is it through social media? Is it comparing yourself to advertisements that you see on TV? Is it comparing yourself sitting in sacrament meeting and looking at the other people at church? Where do you get caught up and focused on other people's journey? So do you compare yourself around your age, around your appearance, your weight? Do you compare your education to other people's education? What about the house you live in? Do you compare the car that you drive to what other people drive? Do you compare church callings? What about the amount of money that you have compared to the money that other people have? Do you compare your children to other people's children? There are so many aspects that we can get caught up in comparing our journey to other people's. Okay. So we can judge where we should be in life based on what we see other people our age doing or not doing. We can compare where we should be spending our time when we see what other people are doing or not doing. We can get caught up in where we should be spending our money, what you're supposed to look like at this stage in life, or what your children and grandchildren should be doing or shouldn't be doing. When we compare, we are focused on comparing where we are to what is happening in someone else's journey. Okay, we do this to get a measurement. How am I doing? In comparison to those around me, how am I doing? Where am I succeeding? Where am I falling short? So that's a big part of what we're doing when we compare. So we're trying to gauge, where's my value? Where's my worth? How am I doing in comparison to other people? Am I doing it better or worse? And we probably can find places where both are true. In some places, we feel like we're doing it better than, and in other places, we feel like we're doing it worse than. If you want to create a healthy self-esteem, focusing on other people's journey, getting caught up in comparison, it's the wrong focus. As you remember back to our foundation of worth, your value, your goodness, your worth does not come in comparison from other people. It is constant. It is intrinsic. It is inherent. Your worth does not come from comparing yourself to other people. This cannot be your focus in creating a healthy self-esteem. Okay, so your exercise. Increase your awareness about where you get caught up in comparison. It can be different for each of us. So I want you to pay particular attention during the next couple of days and notice, where do you find yourself comparing? And again, that could be I feel better than in my comparison, or I find myself feeling worse than in comparison. But pay particular attention during the next couple of days and notice, where does your focus get caught up in other people's journey? And then journal about what you discover.